I'm Alex Howard.
And I'm Amanda Silver. And this is the Halloween episode of Dirty Laundry. You know why there's no male version of the shiksa term? It's because in Judaism, the religion goes through the mom. So that's why it's important.
So they don't care about the men.
No, well, they do, but like for like religious purposes, it's the mother.
Unless you convert.
Yeah, there's a whole other animal.
But not adult circumcision if you convert.
No, I think there's a ceremonial like prick you can do.
Oh, prick on the prick?
A prick on the prick?
I gotta come up with a better name than that. Okay.
I'm not selling it very well. Okay, happy Halloween.
So you had a big Halloween party.
I did have a big Halloween
party. And we intentionally have not talked about it, so we can save it for today.
It was so fun.
Was it? You were very sexy. Or as the kids say, fire.
Oh, is that what
Do
it
they
was?
still say that?
I don't know.
Probably not. Probably once I start saying it, it's like we've moved on from that.
Probably.
It
was so fun. Yeah, like I was invited to it 2 days before. So I had to like scramble to get the costume ready.
A lot of pressure.
It was a lot of pressure. So I got it ready though. Got it all together. Fishnets, the bustier. It was fun. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. But people were really dressed up.
But tell me about the love interests. Nothing? Nada? Nary a single man in sight?
Also, everyone's in masks.
Oh, fair.
And so people were like, who did you see there? I'm like, I couldn't tell you.
You could like...
Did you see this person? I'm like, I don't know.
If you walked by them on the street, you would never know.
Because this party, the people really brought it. So like they were in full makeup,
right?
Like full costume. Like people had like full like professional makeup, like their costumes made. Like they went all out.
So my little piggy costume wouldn't have cut it.
No sets. No like, oh, I just threw on some ears. Like nothing like that. Like people were really,
that kind of makes it fun.
And they look forward to all year. And there was a lot of people who came in groups. So like there was 12 people that came as the zodiacs, which was and they were all like gold.
Like the astrology?
Like there was like Libra and Leo, and they were all gold. It was really cool.
Oh, that is hardcore.
Yes.
Very cool. I'm doing no Halloween parties,
Nothing?
And I'm jazzed about it. No, I'm not a fan.
No, you're not a Halloween fan?
No, and you'd think with like an acting career, past and like a want to be, dressing up and characters. No, hate it. Absolutely despise it. I stay home. I give out the candy. And the kids go do whatever the kids go do.
Oh, no, we're very serious about Halloween. I'm going to another party on Friday night.
Oh, good for you. Yeah. Oh, after Halloween.
After Halloween, yeah.
Do you think you're over it? Like a Halloween hangover by then?
No.
The pumpkins have been smashed. The candy's been eaten?
No.
You're still here for a good time.
I'm still here for it. Like there's 2 Halloween weekends. So we're planning for this Halloween party and like went with the friend and my sister. And I brought like an extra costume because a friend needed a costume. So I brought down my like leopard, like I have a cheetah leopardy costume just in case she wanted it because some of her stuff hadn't arrived. So she didn't end up using it. So I left it at my sister's condo, like with her concierge. So 2 days ago, I got a phone call from my sister and she's like, you left your cougar costume here. And I was like, first of all, it was a leopard. Who are you calling a cougar? She's like, well, isn't that what it was? I'm like, no, I am not a cougar.
She knows how to really get you, though.
It just came so easily to her.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's not a cougar costume.
And
it's a leopard, okay?
Her digs like really dig deep.
She was just, yeah. But we had such a good time. It was so fun.
Good. I love it. And that brings us into our perfect segue because today is Halloween.
It's Halloween. I love Halloween. I know you don't love it as much, which is very surprising because I feel like you'd be all over Halloween.
And yet here we are.
I'm a big love Halloween.
Ready for November 1st.
Love the Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve. I know, and I do love kind of like the witchy sort of pagan rituals.
Yes, yeah. I love that stuff.
I am into it. But then it's
rituals.
Yeah, like I like the whole idea about,
Witches?
Like, yeah, like the idea behind that. But then when it actually comes to time, I'm less interested.
Okay.
To
You're
each
the
their
Grinch
own.
of the Halloween.
Yeah, let's go with
really
that. Yeah,
are.
I like that.
You're
I like
the
that.
Grinch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. He had like really cute long toe hair.
Ew.
No, and it just like
disgusting.
I loved it.
What, in which movie?
Cute little character. The
like the Jim Carrey one?
Carrey one.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the only Grinch to watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say what other ones are there outside of like the OG?
I feel like there's like real OG Grinch.
Yeah.
Like
no,
cartoon.
No, that's not for me. No, I'm here for just Jim Carrey.
I like the dog.
Oh, right.
The dog.
And like he was such a good guy in the end.
I know, just misunderstood.
This is exactly me.
This is
I am the Grinch. So sweet. She's so misunderstood. So on today's episode,
we are going, divorce horror stories.
Yes.
Keeping it spooky, keeping it scary.
Spooky.
Some of the scary stuff that we've either encountered in our own experiences, practices, or we've just read about. But some just like wild, spooky, scary divorce stories, because we know that people act in ways that you would be really shocked at after they, separate. Like they do things you never thought they'd be capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got some stories for you.
Yeah. Very much the horror side
of divorce.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, you start us off with a story.
Okay, so this one was out of LA.
Okay.
So, they're fancy.
They fancy.
They fancy in LA. This couple broke up, as one does, and gets divorced. Anyway, so they had the wife had an expensive koi fish collection. Okay. And I didn't realize how expensive koi fish could be.
Isn't it just a big goldfish?
I guess. It's in the goldfish family.
Oh.
Well, anyways, they're very expensive. People are very into their koi ponds and their fish. I can't keep a fish alive.
It's not for me.
I can't tell you how many times I have empty fish tanks. They come downstairs. They're I can't keep a fish alive. So do not trust me with your koi. But anyways, so they separated, and he left her koi fish in a plastic bag on the porch. And it turns out to die. But it turns out they were worth $100,000 US. What? 6 koi fish. $100,000.
Each?
That's
times 6?
No, the group
of
them was, I guess, divided by 6.
Whoa.
But yeah, the group of them were worth $100,000.
That is not like the $2 beta fish I bought for my kid at the pet store.
But you hear these stories of people who destroy each other's property after, and it's nasty. It's really nasty, and it's so petty.
But I'm still at $100,000
$100,000 fish. Group of fish. Yeah.
Also the murderous tone. Well, on brand for Halloween, I suppose, but that's not cool.
Not cool.
I don't love that.
No, we don't like harming animals.
No. Yeah, PETA, don't come after us. Oh man, a good horror story. Mine out of not LA but New York.
Okay.
So another
also
American
fancy.
one, very fancy.
Very
Actually, this is the fanciest one.
Oh,
I know. And
it's the fanciest story.
To be clear, don't know them.
Okay.
Overheard this on someone else's pod, so totally just stealing it.
You're stealing the story.
Totally stealing it. But shout out to Diary of a CEO, one of my favorite pods. Listen to it all the time. Yeah. Way to go, Steven. You're crushing it. He interviewed a lawyer who came on to talk about, he was in the middle of obviously supporting his client through divorce.
Yes. An attorney, as they call him.
An attorney. Thank you. And what's barrister? Is that a British?
Yeah, that's the British system.
Okay. Yeah.
Barristers.
What do we do?
We have barristers here.
We do. Yeah, we're very similar.
Yeah.
Similar system. Yeah. Anywhoosers, so this couple had a prenup, which included the clause that for every 10 pounds she gained from marriage date to divorce date, lost her $10,000.
$10,000?
$10,000. For every 10 pounds, you lose $10,000.
That was going to be more.
That seems insane.
No, just because this whole thing is insane.
Well, sure.
No, I just thought in the grand scheme of the money that you...
I mean, she's still getting millions. So we're,
That's terrible. And she agreed to that?
Sign
before
the
marriage?
You don't see a lot of weight clauses. It doesn't really fly. But
wait, I want to know then.
Yeah, tell me.
Does he lose money for every hair that he loses?
Every hair, $10.
Every hair that falls out on his head, does he lose money? It's just so vain.
Often they're very one-sided.
Yeah.
And I think that's why prenups have such a bad rep, right? You think,
that's the horror side of it.
Yeah. I've got all this money, I'm going to give you nothing in divorce, when obviously that's not the intention. But that's kind of where it gets a bit, muddied in the waters. I can't, as somebody who has had fluctuated weight, whether it's from children or life.
As a woman, it just seems
right.
You have kids. Of course your weight's going to fluctuate. You age, things are going to happen. Your body's going to change.
And
the
also,
fact that
do you not think it's going to? I appreciate a healthy lifestyle and wanting to stay healthy for your own, life. But I don't know that I would sign a document.
Maybe put in if they take up smoking or something that's bad.
Right.
Or if they're
excessive weight gain is considered not
excessive
ideal.
Weight gain, but normal weight gain.
That's one lunch. I gained 10 pounds. I'm fucked. I could never put that clause in.
I get putting in like the anti-infidelity whatever clause, and then that I've heard that actually quite a bit in the States where they put an infidelity clause, and so they actually have to then go and get proof that their spouse is cheating to get their millions of dollars.
This is when you get really into the PI world.
Yes, that's where the PI world comes in. And so it's like, it's not just because business. Here we have no fault, okay? Exactly. But if there's a contract saying that if you cheated, you know, the other person gets $5 million, well, then you're going to want to find some proof on that.
But then, like, do you think what I was going to say, where there's smoke, there's fire. But like, if you go a dig in, you're going to find something. I mean, obviously, this is a very specific. Infidelity is a very specific
cheating, I guess, or they're not.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, if you go into a relationship, into a marriage, like just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah. This is just, to me, it's a recipe for disaster. You're not looking for success. You're looking for trouble.
And that's why people are afraid of prenups, because they think that's what it means. And for the majority of people, it does not. It's just, let's secure the assets that we come in with and protect ourselves and make sure that neither of us gets screwed on the other side. But speaking of cheating, that brings me to another story that I saw. This one was really for the gamers out there. Are you into gaming?
I am not.
Are your kids into gaming?
Mario Kart? This is the extent of my gaming.
My kids are now into like, we just got a PS5. So it's like.
Oh, they're in it to win it. But wait, are you playing along with them?
You know what? I'm afraid to like go into it because I feel like I'm going to get really into it and then I want to take over and be like, no. So I'm just staying away from the PS5 for now. But the game Sims, I used to play it as a kid. I don't know if you've ever played it. Yeah,
that's where you like you
create like I used to like Sims houses and you make a house and like you have to get money,
build a whole town.
It's fast. I loved it. It was great. So, but Sims, it's like a Sims-like game, I guess, for adults. So it's a bit more naughty.
Oh.
And so this couple, the wife was like really into it, where she'd spend like 10 hours a day. Like it was an addiction, right? Like gaming can be an addiction.
Maybe we need to add that to the prenup.
Oh, that.
If you spend more than 10 hours a day
on Sims or Minecraft or Fortnite or whatever, maybe, because it can really take over.
Yeah.
So she spent up to 10 hours a day on this. And so, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back was when.
Wait. The straw was not the 10 hours per day.
I think this was it led up to what was about to happen. Okay. So I guess the husband wasn't too thrilled with wife's, you know, activities. And so he created an avatar and went like under a fake name and went into the game and like met her in the game and like caught her having sex with another avatar in the game. And he was like, that's it. We're done.
Hold on. I have so many follow-up questions.
Yes. I mean, I didn't work on the file. I just read about this online. But it's not my client.
I need to dig more into this. So had a virtual
affair.
And that was enough cause for divorce.
I think the fact that she was so, but think about it. She spent 10 hours a day.
That's bonkers.
Probably interacting with this individual, even in the virtual setting.
Oh, yeah.
Like she spent 10 hours a day in this game with this other person. You know, there's chatting and there's whatever. And it turns out they were having virtual sex.
Fair.
And so he caught them in the game.
So it wasn't so much the sex, but the really 10 hours of intimate, you know, conversation. Yes. Yeah. The emotional affair.
It's the emotional affair.
That is wild.
It's the virtual affair.
I have to say this is
gaming affair.
Not the virtual.
No, it's not the virtual. It's the gaming affair.
I like that. Are we gonna?
I don't know. I'm gonna sleep on that one. I'm gonna think of a good name for it. But yes, that's what's happening.
Come back to it. That's I think that's what scares me about this whole AI thing. You know, like listen, don't get me wrong. I love being like, where am I going? Put in my GPS or like write me a, shopping list, Google Home, whatever that, AI hack is, ChatGPT, like all of these things are wonderful. But to what extent?
Well, people are developing really serious relationships with, people. We need
to bring on an expert, like some kind of AI expert onto this, because this is out of my wheelhouse.
The AI relationship.
Yeah, because this is not. I mean, I haven't heard this, but this is a real person.
So I think we have to distinguish we have to distinguish between this isn't like a robot. This is a person who is in an avatar form. It's an avatar relationship. It's the avatar affair. So it's like, you go in there and you set up your avatar as a real pig.
Human on the other side.
Yeah, but you're in there as a pig and I'm in there as a devil or something, or they're in there as Superman, and then they start up a relationship.
Got it. I thought this was a
like a computer,
a bot.
No, it's not a bot. It's a person who is, in an avatar
Yeah,
form.
no, that's definitely just an affair.
That's an affair,
yeah,
no?
that's some kind of
And the
relationship.
fact that they were having avatar sex,
yeah.
I mean, that just is,
but so, like,
the icing on the cake.
Where do we draw the line, though? Again, pretending that this is a bot for a second, my initial thought. Like, where do you draw the line with, like, playing out, let's say, fantasy? Yeah, versus, because are you, like, okay, again, if this is just a computer, are you really crossing that line of another human interaction?
It's like,
versus, are you just like, oh, this would be cool, I can, like, experiment over here, get some, like, you know, kinks out of the way, and then come back to my life.
I think it has to be a discussion then. If you're hiding it from your spouse, it's probably a problem.
Yeah, if like 10 hours a day is a problem.
Yeah,
regardless
10 hours
of
a day of
hiding or not.
anything.
Yeah,
like if you're on it for 10 hours a day, that's not good. So I wonder if they're going to have like an avatar divorce.
Or is she maybe going to go meet up with this other bot in real life and like have a real
disappointing.
Well, that's what I wonder.
Can you imagine?
It's like the ultimate
Avatar
catfishing.
It's the ultimate catfishing.
Right? Like who is on the other side?
Who is on the other side?
Who's behind that avatar?
I want to know. Let's go back to Alex's childhood.
Well,
lie on the couch, Alex.
I know, right? Yeah. Get into my
tell Dr. Freud all about
No, I was going to share this, and it's funny since in talking about it, just generally, now it's been so long, obviously, since my parents got divorced, but having conversations with my siblings in and around what they remember versus what I do.
And you have a lot of siblings.
And there's lots of data
different,
to collect.
Yes, there's lots of different accounts of what happened.
Yeah, but so here is my horror story.
Okay,
my personal divorce horror story. So I was 8 years old when my parents got divorced. So this is like late 80s, early 90s. And it was Christmas Eve. And we're sitting around the dining room table, about to have our big, Christmas feast. And we're all sitting there, the six of us, and my parents say, listen, guys, we've got some unfortunate news.
Christmas Eve.
Okay. We are going to be getting a divorce. And so we all kind of sat around. And again, I was very young, so I don't really recall. But it's funny what sticks out in your mind.
Yeah.
And so I remember somebody getting up from the table and running off. And all of the dishes kind of like splattering around. And like it was like kind of a commotion. You know, like the old tablecloth trick, but when it doesn't work.
Okay.
Right. So picture that.
Okay.
Or at least that's how I'm picturing it.
Maybe someone tossed the dish.
Someone just flipped the table.
I'm out of here.
So then once we recollected, they said, but don't worry, for your Christmas present, we are going on a family trip to Florida.
To Disney?
To Disney. No, actually, I think it was even Epcot. It wasn't even the good amusement park. And so we proceeded then.
All of you.
All of
both
us.
your parents.
Both parents, 4 children in our minivan. And we drove for
3 days.
24 hours straight.
Of silence?
Of not fun. Let's put it that way. And drove to and from Florida. And then that was the end of it.
So I just want to know, did your parents were they
hate us? Yeah.
No, what were they thinking? Like that this would be we're going to tell them something terrible.
Yes.
And then we're going to just and then we're going to Disney or we're going to.
So I want to give them the benefit of the doubt because, God love them. They're wonderful humans. I think, and I likened this to our previous learnings with Hesha about the sandwich technique.
This was quite the sandwich.
This was like the meatball sub sandwiches. Where not a lot of bread, just like this chunk in the middle of
with TNT in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my! And how did you feel on that ride?
No, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Like it was not ideal. Don't recommend. 0 out of 5 stars.
Do you have I'm surprised this wasn't like a Halloween thing, which is why you would hate Halloween.
No,
you don't have.
Oh, interesting. Don't hate Christmas.
You don't hate Christmas.
No, love it. In fact,
you love Christmas.
Yeah, love it for sure. I know.
Do you hate Disney? Do you hate Florida? Do you hate?
You know what? Great question. Have never taken my kids to Disney World. Would never. Even
why?
We didn't go
because
there,
of your?
I wonder.
See,
now we do need some Freudian exploration.
Now we need to find out. You're you have a weird association with the amusement park.
Mostly I just hate lineups and crowds. But maybe that all stems from this
your childhood trauma.
Childhood
it was trauma. That was a trauma.
Yeah. So listeners, don't tell your kids that way.
Don't do
it's
it.
My PSA
don't tell
for all
them
y'all.
on Halloween. Don't tell them on Christmas. No, don't tell them on Halloween.
No.
No.
Yeah, save
like, April Fools. Guess what?
Oh my God, what a tease. That's the meanest prank ever.
so
Don't do that.
mean. Or it's like, I want a divorce. Just kidding. Haha. April Fools.
You were still together. Oh, yeah, that's very bad.
awful.
That's very bad. Anyways, that's my horror
Yeah.
story. That one really takes
I'm
the cake in my
sorry.
world. Not ideal, but led me to this beautiful world of mediation.
It really did.
And of
what
helping,
not to do.
helping people not do that. Yeah, don't make the same
Yeah,
mistakes.
don't make the same mistakes.
Yeah. And do we have any more stories?
I have one more.
Okay, great.
Which is, I mean, after yours, it's not as deep as yours.
Well, it's no
Yours
AI
is
bot.
like, I think that
That one is still.
Can you believe?
It's going to take me a minute. I'm going to need a minute with that one.
to process that one.
And
yeah.
also, we got to start reaching out to AI experts.
If
'cause
you
I'm
are
so
an AI
curious.
expert, come
To
on
us.
and chat with us. Reach
That
out.
landscape is really something new
gaming
and
world.
fresh, and we don't really know what we're getting into.
Gaming relationships, and it really is a whole other world where people
Yeah.
are developing relationships. So we need to get
terrifying.
in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
We need to get in
I haven't
there.
had any files where clients were requesting certain, technologies or things like that. Like, I'm imagining somebody who's like really into gaming. Let's say a couple together.
Okay.
Or like this is what they do for fun.
Yeah.
And you spend so many hours and you build up so much, let's say, character development and like gems. The extent of my gaming knowledge. But so my son plays Fortnite,
Yeah,
and I
okay.
can see his enthusiasm for like,
Yeah.
I got this skin
Skins,
and like
yeah.
I've collected all these
Yeah.
things over the course of playing however
The
many
inventory.
hours.
We do Minecraft. It's the
Yes,
inventory
okay,
and the diamonds and the ore and the iron and the whatever.
So
I
what
don't
if
know.
you built that up together? Like, would that have a place in
Hold on.
right?
Is it an asset to be divided?
That's what I'm wondering.
Like the
I take
inventory?
10 skins, you take 75
Stop
coins.
it.
Like, I don't know.
Maybe that's like the Gen Z divorce.
Yeah,
It's
I
going
haven't
to be
seen
like,
it yet. But
I keep the
it's
Minecraft
coming.
profile, you keep the other one.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Or we take turns.
Or we stay together.
It's a gaming
online.
schedule?
Oh my God, a gaming parenting schedule.
We got a parenting schedule.
Character schedule.
Who's taking care of which avatar when?
I get
It's
to use this
possible.
skin Monday through Friday.
I was
and
thinking
you
about that with like a Tamagotchi.
totally. Aw.
You know, who's going to take care of the Tamagotchi?
Those were fun times.
Those are some good
See,
times.
that was our gaming way back when.
That was our gaming.
But it took a lot of responsibility. It wasn't just like
That
fucking
was a
around online.
big deal.
We were really,
I was a really responsible Tamagotchi.
mine never died.
They grew,
But
and they
eventually
grew.
it died, I guess, because I don't know what the heck happened to it. So
I
I got
like
over
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, share your last story.
Okay, so the last one is just a pretty petty like revenge story where
There's so many of those. It's hard to even calculate how many.
It's incredible what people do.
People get real petty.
Guys, don't do this at home.
Get petty.
Okay, don't try this at home. PSA. They were getting divorced, and so one of them, I think it was the wife, took 30 bags, Ziploc bags, and filled it with raw beef and just hid it throughout the house. And it took the guy like a long time, like the air vents, like
No.
yes, because I guess she was
like
probably
behind the walls.
like, yeah, she probably was like, I'm out of here. Like maybe he got the house, who knows? And just hit the raw beef. It took a long time
Gross. I'm
to find
picturing
it.
so many maggots.
Oh, the
And flies. Oh.
Think of where you would hide it.
I'm
the
skipping
vents,
lunch
the vents are
today.
a good call.
That's a great call.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Like,
that's gross.
ew.
Ew. I don't think they had kids. I think it was just the two of them.
Well, no, that'd be like unsafe. Oy, that's so gross.
Yeah. So let us know if you have any, wild stories, breakup stories, or divorce stories.
We can share them. We like to share them.
Like to share them.
Personal or ones you've heard. And tune in next week.
This episode was written and created by Alex Howard and Amanda Silver. Produced, edited, and engineered by RTF Productions. Make sure to rate and review our show if you loved it, and give us a follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast to stay up to date on all upcoming episodes. Thanks for listening, and go easy on us. We're not your ex.